Good morning, and good morning. How you doing today? Look, I got my phone. I was trying to carry everything downstairs this morning and just realized that I had my phone hanging on top of my clothes. But good morning, good morning. Hope you're doing well. It's a little chilly. It's a little chilly for me. I had taken the garbage out last week, and then I realized I forgot something. And I went out there this morning, a little too cold for me. I think they said it was, maybe 41 degrees. Anytime it gets below um, 65, 70, I'm like freezing. So I just hope your morning is good. Hope you had a good weekend. What did you do? Did you go shopping? Um, well, I didn't do too much shopping. I did a little bit online, but it was basically to send things to other people so they didn't have to come here and have to resend it. So my weekend was actually pretty good, pretty stuffed with a lot of things to do. Preparing for my Rotary Christmas party this Wednesday night. And because it's an odd night, usually we're going to compete with, church ventures that are going on. And so basically we realized that we were going to have a good battle. But so far we've had a good number of people who have responded. And so we're going to have Jamel Kidd is our musician of the evening, playing some quiet jazz while the cocktail hour and the dinner will go on. So we're real excited about that. Also, there's going to be some giveaway um, prizes for the best dressed, and I may throw some other things in there, such as one who may be humorous for the night, or maybe sitting in a certain chair. And so we're excited about it. We're excited about it. So we're going to move on with that. But today I wanted to talk a little bit. Good morning, Debbie. How are you? Good to see you this morning. I wanted to talk about those of us who may be bag people, maybe a bag lady, a bag man. Sometimes our children love bags. I was looking at a little, I guess it was like a little clip on a reel on TikTok, and it showed this little girl that had all of these bags. And I said, I probably was that little girl when I was little, even though I didn't have anything to go in them. But I always liked the idea, to go shopping. I had to take a bag, or get a bag once I got into the store or about to leave. And, the funny thing is that we don't realize how bags have become real significant with us carrying stuff from here to there, from the grocery store, into our houses and vice versa, from us returning stuff to stores, all that kind of stuff, which suggests that bags are important. Well, this morning I looked inside the computer to see who says stuff about bags. Well, my number one girl has to be Erica Badu, who is just a wonderful vocalist, and I would call her a urban poet. She's just wonderful with her words. So this is her poem, which I only have the first verse, and I have the refrain, and it goes something like this. I'd love to sing it, but because I don't have the rights to it, I'm just giving her credit and speaking what she has actually written down as a song. And if you're from the years of listening to R&B music, I'm quite sure you've heard her. But it says, bag lady, you gonna hurt your back dragging all them bags like that. I guess no one ever told you, nobody ever told you, all you must hold on to is you, is you, is you. And then it says, one day all them bags gonna get in your way. One day all those bags are gonna get in your way. I said, one day all those bags gonna get in your way. One day all those bags going to get in your way. How many of us, when we go out to the store, we come back with more bags than we had intended to bring home, Why? Because we don't always go with an assigned list of things to purchase, but generally, those of them that make up all kinds of, alluring, kinds of things. And when we get in the store, we start down a certain aisle and we know what we're going for. But on the end cap, there's something very special and it's on sale. We end up putting that in our cart, and I don't know if I've ever told you, but I have a trick about my cart. I have this thing where when I go to the cart, the longer it takes me to get to longer it takes me to get to the cash register, the cash out, the less I have in my cart. So they don't know it, but I do. It's dangerous for them because I won't buy as much. I just said I don't, because then I have time to think about it. I'm looking over what's in the cart and I'll put stuff back. Now, I admit I don't always put it back where it belongs. I don't. Sometimes I hand it to the attendant and say, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not going to purchase these, which is okay with me. I don't have any problem with it. But some people do because one, they don't want to do it. And two, I should have thought about it on the selection aisle and not in the payment aisle. Well, that's my way of just saying I got rid of something that didn't need to get into my bags. So let me know, are you a person that likes to shop and you come home with a lot of bags all the time, or you do not? If you're a person that likes to shop, put it in there. Or you say bags, meaning you do shop, or not very much doing the bag thing. So what is a bag? The bag it says a container made of flexible material with an opening at the top, used for carrying things. It's a container, a receptacle, a shopping bag, a carrier bag, a poke, which I didn't know what poke is, but poke is also a bag. And then there's a paper bag, a plastic bag, nylon bags. They're made of everything, burlap. I mean, I just think of leather, all the things that bags are made of. So at some point in time, person that was smart realized only our hands could carry so much in our arms. After that, we needed something else that was allowing us to to take things in a portable way from one area to another area. And so to me, it works. I mean, I like it. I do have bags now. I didn't bring it down, but I have a real small pocketbook that I carry. I don't like, as I gotten older, I don't like the older bags because I feel they break down women's backs. Just because the bags themselves, especially if they're made of leather, they're very, very heavy. And then you have them on your shoulder and then you're juggling other things. It's too much. It's just too much. So I don't do it anymore. Now, sometimes I have to, like if I'm traveling, to take something else with me. And of course, it will not fit in my little small bag that I carry every day. So then I'll accommodate. But for the most part, no, I don't want a big bag anymore. So let's see. I like to window shop. I do too, Debbie. I do. I enjoy that. Sometimes I'll go with my daughter to the mall and we'll just walk around and look. And I may get an idea too, but if I leave there and I didn't buy anything, it didn't stick. It did not stick. Cheryl Anderson, bags, love to shop. I share your same concept. By the time I get to the checkout, I have minimized. Yes, yes, self. You didn't even need that. Exactly. Sometimes we don't need what we have. And we get home and realize, well, I already had it before. I admit I did that. I needed some vanilla flavoring and I could not remember that I had some. So when I come home, why? Because I have a pantry and then I have a small, I have another, well, it's a larger cabinet on the other side of my sink, near where I cook. And I said, oh my goodness, I already had this. Well, I'm not taking it back, but I'm going to gift one of them to somebody because, they only have so much of a shelf life. But I'm going to gift that. Let's see. Cheryl, you need some vanilla flavoring. You making anything for the holidays. But anyway, I do have that to give away. Let's see. Good morning, Joan. Good morning. Good morning. How are you, sweetie? It's good to see you in the space. Bags are something that we all deal with every day. I don't care who we are. You know, we either come in and we put things, take them out of the bag and put them in the refrigerator or in the cabinets, or we start cooking with it, using it, or we end up having a bag. In fact, Joan Henderson, it's online here, was the first person that ever gave me the bag holder, which was a sleeve that had, openings on both ends where you could put plastic bags in and pull them out from the bottom, but you could put them in from the top. That's the first one I ever had. Never had seen it before, but it's a crafty little idea. So I have it. Now I went to someone else's house. They took an old container of milk carton, but it was a plastic one, gallon, and they cut out the portion of it at the top with the handle still available, and they stuff them all in there. So therefore, it sits neatly inside their pantry. We innovation. So Debbie says Joan is one smart cookie. Let me just tell you, Joan is a smart cookie. She is. She knows what she's doing. But anyway, when we move on in the word and we break the word down, but I'm going to ask you first, have you ever been stuck with having too many bags? Buying too much that goes into the bags, not realizing until you get home, which is what I said before, that you don't need it or you already have it, okay? Or you don't want it. I tell you, when my daughter was little, we would go into the market, and she'd be in the seat of the grocery basket in the front seat, the top side. She would I didn't realize at first that she had long enough arms to reach those things that she wanted. So I would look and I said, where'd that come from? I said, no, we're not buying it. Oh, and she'd have a fit. I'd let her have the fit, but a lot of times I put the stuff back because it either had too much sugar, too much something. Yes, I let her have her way sometimes, but a lot of times, no. Excuse me, you don't have no money. She told me one time we were in the store, the market, that I said, I don't have any money for that. I can't afford it. She said, write a check. Well, guess what? She's smart too, Debbie, but I didn't write a check for that. That was not included in my bundle, which is my first B. So the B for me for bags is bundle. We end up with bundles and bundles of stuff, which is a collection of things that may be quantity, not always quality, of things that we purchased. And they sometimes are wrapped, sometimes are not wrapped, but a lot of times they make it into our bags. And I know I am definitely guilty of doing some of that. I don't do it as much as I used to. In fact, I think I bought more when I had less in terms of money to buy. Then as I got older, where I could afford certain things, then I became a lot more, scrupulous about it. Wait a minute, that doesn't make sense to me. Why do I need that? Or I already have it. Then I just stopped realizing a need to buy I started realizing I needed to be more, in the present. What do I need? If I don't need it, don't buy it. Basic. That's right. I remember my mother when I started my house. Thank you, Joan, for being that kind of person that just understands the basics are important. And I even told my daughter when she started her house, I said, only buy the basics to get started. Don't try to buy everything, and then you find out not only do you have too much, but you have nothing that goes with anything else, and you end up having clutter. So make it where it's simple, okay? So in your pantry, do basic stuff. And I always will have basics, which is like your butter, your sugar, your salt and pepper, and then certain utensils you need. You need your forks and you need your knives and spoons, those kinds of things, and a good knife, and also a paring knife, those kinds of things, okay? But sometimes your bags are full with everything that you can think of when you're starting a new project or getting ready to be set on a new, just a new idea. I'm going to try something else, or I'm going to update what I have. Well, sometimes in our updating, we keep what we have and buy new anyway. How many of us have multiple pots and pans, multiple different patterns of silverware? They made it into our bags, you know. So the bundle also is a bunch of things. It could be a wad of things, could be parcels, clumps. How many of us have a junk drawer? And in that junk drawer is good stuff and junk. Sometimes we can't get to the good stuff because the junk is in the way. And I did that yesterday. I went there looking for tape because I was getting ready to send off some packages this morning, and I'm going through. I'm saying, well, where is the tape? I know it's in the drawer. Sure enough, it was in the drawer all the way to the back. But I guess because I kept putting straws in that drawer and the eating utensils for chopsticks. That's what I was trying to say. I'm trying to do it. Chopsticks. Too much. It was just too much. So I took all of the drawer and dumped it out on the counter, and I was like, wow, wow. Because those things they put in your bags when you go buy something. You go buy some food, they give you condiments and they give you, and eating utensils. So you end up with the plastic spoons and the paper and too much, too much. But it makes it into your bags. We bring it home, we have it. So I would say the bundle is my B. What's your B? Okay, Debbie, a briefcase. Oh my God, yes. Okay, bulk, yes. Buying in bulk, junk drawer, yes. Cleaning out today. Yeah, it's so hard to get back to what you think you don't have time for, and you don't, and then finally you have to. Like yesterday, I needed the tape, and I did put it back in the junk drawer though. It made it back to its place. Let's see. Debbie says briefcase. I love a briefcase. Not as much as I used to because I do a lot of things online, so I don't need as much paper with me. But I have several junk cabinets of different projects that I've done or I am doing, and I have to go back for references and stuff. So I do have that. And I was going to buy one of those scanners where you can send it all to the cloud, and then they keep going up on the cloud price. So I don't know. It's either you carry your bundles with you or you pay for your bundles to be stored someplace else. And I did that whole storage thing last month or maybe about 6 weeks ago. But when I go to my A of bags, I come up with accumulation. If we keep putting things in our bags and bringing it to our houses, we end up with an accumulation of stuff. It's either junk or it's good stuff, but it's got mixed up with the not so good stuff. It's quantity, not necessary quality, but we end up with it anyway. Acquire. You better go, girl, because that's the other word that I thought of. Acquire. We end up acquiring stuff. An accumulation. It says gather together to acquire. There it is. An increasing number of quantities of, and you can name it. It may be some people may have this thing where they save or they collect figurines, or I remember my daughter for the longest time used to collect the little uh, dolls. I'm trying to think of the name of them, but anyway, these little dolls, and she would collect them, and then they had the toy bears, the little tiny. After a while, it's like they can run you out of your own house only because there's just too many of them. Good morning, Maurice. How you doing? Good to see you. Afford. That's a good word, because sometimes we can afford it financially, but we can't afford it in terms of the space it's coming to. Too much. It's just too much. We've almost getting on borderline hoarding when we keep bringing in, and we never take anything out. We never give away. We never throw away. I did that big throwaway probably 2.5 years ago. I need to do it again. It just seems like stuff keeps accumulating, and I keep saying, talking to my daughter, I say, hey, babe, where you going to come? She says, well, all kids leave stuff at their parents' house. I said, not this parent, but I said, I know you've done well because you still have a lot of stuff here, but you need to move it on. You need to move it on. Let's see. Apparatus, yes. Apparatus. Like my daughter in my garage, I have my daughter's gymnastic mattress. And mat, I guess it would be a mat. It wouldn't be a mattress because you don't not sleeping on it. But I'm like too through with it because every time I go in there, even though it's folded up, it's not folded. It's only in half, but it's probably the size of a huge rug. In the way, love her for it, but she says, "Well, I still do that." Well, you need to get it to your place, so I'm still working on her. I'm still working on her. Accolade, allocate. Yes, that's what we need to do to get rid of stuff. We need to allocate it. And sometimes you have to even allocate sections in your house that only in this area will these things belong. That's it. After that, you're done. Alternate, meaning move them in and out. That's really good. Oh, I love afford. Afford is probably one of my favorite words. Even though we can afford it, do we need it? No, because sometimes we love what we love. We love. So anyway, I would say with accumulation, which was my word, it says we gather stuff, we collect it, we assemble it, we mass it up, we pile it up, we heap. It says it's there and multiplied. It's been multiplied. It says we end up with a snowball because we have more than we need, more than we will ever use. We stash it, we hoard it, and we form an increase in a small area of space or in a large area of space like the whole house. How many do you know? I've been to a few homes where I know for a fact that they were massive hoarders because you could hardly get in the front door and they never invited you in. They met you on the porch and they said, "Oh, I got so much stuff." Well, you can imagine. You can imagine. When I move on in the word for my G of bags, I have gather. It says bring together and take it from, some place that it might have been scattered to places of sources, meaning we know how to go back and get it. But sometimes we gather stuff and we don't know where to put it, and it ends up right by the front door, you know. Now, I admit I have my shoes are all by the front door. I have a little basket there for all my shoes. But I'm noticing that my rain boots, it was raining yesterday morning. So my rain boots are still out there, my sneakers, and then I have a heavy pair of boots that don't fit in anything. So what should I do? Huh? Should I give some away? Maybe I should. I should. Gesture, gift. Oh, that's right. Give away. There you go, Cheryl. Gear, grip. Oh, all those are good words. Great. The gesture of kindness, give it away. Gift it off, and I have given a lot of shoes and clothes and furniture. I've given stuff away, so it does work. And long as it's working, most of the areas like here in where I'm at in Florida, they take it like Teen Challenge, um, the missions, those they take it, so I think even Loaves and Fishes takes it. So do what you can with it. But to gather something means to bring it together. It says we get together, we may amass something, accumulate something, pile up. I mean, how many of you seen where some things are just piled up in your house? For me, even though I have these 1, 2, 3, I have these file cabinets, I still have stuff on top of the file because I really need to go back through the older stuff and just get rid of it. But it requires me to sit down. But the year as the president of a Rotary Club is extremely busy, so I've not been able to do it yet. But I intend to get it done shortly after I finish this year run, which it ends in June, at the end of June. So right now, but I'm not really adding too much to it because I do a lot of it where I can let it go because I have it on print. But photograph file, oh my goodness, pile up, pile up, pile up. Because I have all of my family's photos from when we were children and my my mother before I was ever born, my mother and father. You have all of those pictures. I have pictures of people I don't even know, Joan. I don't know them because they they predated me, so I don't know anything about them. And when it says grapple kidding, okay, yes, there you go, there you go. I love all of those words. But anyway, gather also says where we end up stockpiling stuff and we stash it away, we set it aside, or we store it away. Um, I've seen it where I've gone into drawers and forgot where something was only to find it. And I said, well, now I remember it and put it back in the drawer. I did that yesterday because for my Christmas party, the Rotary Christmas party, I ended up making these centerpieces, and I have these little stands which are really cute. And I remembered, I couldn't remember where I put them, but then I said I think I put them in that little drawer over there by the patio door, and sure enough, I had. So sometimes our memory can help us. Other times we stumble on things only because it made it from the store to through the bag process into our houses. So we should sometimes condemn the bags that bring all the stuff in. But here's the other thing: we can also condemn ourselves for saying we don't need it and have our conversation there before we get it to the house. But bags do a lot for us. And I mean that, let's face it, I can't see life without having bags. I can't. I really don't. Let's see, Joan is saying. It says, I have several boxes of my mother's slides that I haven't looked at. Wow. Wow. And see, and when do you ever get a chance? Life just keeps running us over and over and over through new stuff. So sometimes it's even hard to go back through the older stuff. But I understand what you're talking about. Now, my S, before I give you my S, I want to see what you put down for your S, because I know one of you have this word. I just already know it. I know it's there. I know you have it because it's probably the word, it's the pivotal word that gets us into the trouble that we're in, or the things that we go through to bring stuff into our house. I'm drinking some lemon. I think, Joan, you shouldn't grab a cup of coffee and watch it. Yeah, grab a cup of coffee and grab it. It says you should. Yeah, you should grab a cup of coffee and watch it. Okay, I think so too. Now, I've gone through all my mother and them's pictures. I have done all of that. But what word do you have for your S? Because I know you all are good. I'm drinking some coffee that I made with the coffee cup that keeps it so hot. I made that at like 6 o'clock this morning. It's still hot. Go figure. It's called Zach. Zach is the name of the company, and I think it's Target that makes this cup. But I bought it at the Dollar Cheap store for $1. So it was it has served me well. I think I bought it 2 Christmases ago. And it was there because it had a crack in the top. Guess what? The crack has not stopped it from keeping my coffee hot. It's worked. Okay. Let me see what. Okay. Satchel, storage stuff. Let's see. Suitcase. Oh, there's more. One word so obvious. I thought for sure you would have it, Deb. I knew you would. Well, let's see. Did Joan have one? I don't see Joan's yet, or Cheryl's. But here's what I had. I had shopping. If we'd stop shopping, SSAC. What's that stand for? SSSC. But anyway, if it wasn't for shopping, we would be fine. Oh, a sack. Okay. SACK. Yeah, there's a K on the end of it, sweet pea. That's so funny because I think shopping is what gets us wherever we are with what comes in and out of our houses. Is that true? The bags is the portability of it, but the shopping part starts at I think I'm going to buy I think I need, I think I want, okay, sacrifice is good as if we can get there to say I don't need something, that would be the sacrifice. Um, but I have shopping, and shopping says it's the action or activity of purchasing goods from stores. Isn't that what we do? We do it on a regular, and this is the season. I think that's what my opening idea talks about. It's that time of year that's what we do. We shop for things. We're constantly looking for what's out there, what's available, what's new. And advertisers are so darn good because they will advertise you that something can you know send you to sleep, wake you up, give make you a billionaire, and we'll not only listen to it, but we'll fall for it, spend our money for it, and have it 2 years later at the same time. We'll see it again, knowing it didn't do anything for us. The latest thing is I think it's called the the jet blend jet or jet blend or something. I think it's called the blend jet. Oh man, if I see that another thing, every time I turn on my television, I see this thing that, is supposed to be on the go for you to make smoothies on the go. Well, really and truthfully, I don't have to be on the go to make a smoothie. I make a smoothie before I leave the house, and I just pour it in the cup that came with the blender and go on about my business. But that's the latest thing. Let's see, sacrifice, sales. Oh, it is, shopping, sales, yes. Satisfaction, like that's a question. Like, are we always, do we still have satisfaction in things after we get them home? We feel we're going to get it once we're in the store. That's how we get the purchase. The purchase is made. But when we get home, you know, do we really need it? It's funny, when I was doing my doctorate, one of the things I remember doing is I was looking at music and how music influences us to do certain things. Well, when we go shopping, they put on that music, and then they show you those little, it might be the engagement of, you get a free gift, or you can sample it, or whatever it may be, the taste, the smell, the hearing, the touching, all of those senses are heightened, and that's what they want. And we fall for it. We end up coming home with a lot of stuff. In fact, I found something that I bought my daughter last year only because I fell for it, but then I forgot where I put it because I think she was coming in the house, and I said, "Ooh, let me," and never went back to get it. So I know where it is now, so she'll get it this year. She will, she will definitely get it. And it didn't go out of style. And in her profession, she still needs it. But my point is that sometimes we have to sit down before we leave, make up a list, and stick to the list. I have a girlfriend. She doesn't go to the market without making sure that she keeps track of all of her things. What I'm going to buy, do I have a coupon for it? And she swears she saves money. Swears she saves money. I believe that the coupons do save, so I will rip off a coupon in a minute if I'm in the store and go on up to the cash register and check out, do my self checkout, and then I learned how to do the coupons at the end, and it works. It takes the $2 off, the $3 off, the 50 cents, whatever it is. It's more than you had to have to pay previously, before the coupon was used. Let me see, my granddaughter. Let me see what they're saying. My granddaughter forgot her shorts and 3 socks here at the house, and so I'm sending it back to her, all wrapped up in gift. I love it. I think I told you that Shayla wanted some new boots, and I decided, no, some new sneakers, and I decided to wrap them up because she had them hidden so far back up under her bed that she didn't think that I would either look for them or go for them. Well, I looked for them, I found them, I wrapped them up, and I put them under that tree. Oh, she cried. She was mad. But I said, being deceitful won't get you new. And the other thing is that there's nothing wrong with these. but she loves Nike. And I think those weren't Nike. Those might have been, I don't know, off market shoes. They were still good, but she didn't like them. They weren't what she wanted. It wasn't what she wanted. So, our kids are influenced. We're influenced by what we see. And we go to the stores and we come up home with much more than necessary. And I didn't check this morning, but I know that it's been well up in the billions of money being spent at this time of year. And I must admit, I've not gone overboard. I really and truthfully haven't. I made it a conscious effort to live, as they say, try to live the life that I talk about. And I've talked about storage, I talked about bags, I talked about shopping, and I'm trying to live a little bit better on living with less. Now I still have a lot. So, I have a lot that I'm going through and trying to give away and repurpose for somebody else and making life better for them. So, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. It's a slow roll because I'm busy. Because you do have to take time when you're going through stuff to give it away. It says, when she has probably been searching for them since she left. Wow. And you never told her that you had them. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing. So you're going to send them back up. She says, oh man, so what a discovery that will be. Well, listen, you all have a wonderful Monday. I thank you for coming in here with me. Understand that bags, as they say, bag lady, you going to hurt your back. Dragging all them bags like that. I guess nobody ever told you all you must hold on to is you, is you, is you. I love Erykah Badu's song. I think it's appropriate. Um, some of my friends have called me bag ladies. And since I stopped doing my regular work, I don't carry as many bags with me. But I used to be the bag lady. I had to have a lot of stuff. But remember, bags are bundles. It's an accumulation of stuff. It's what you gather. It's what you end up storing from your shopping. So just be mindful that this is the time of year that ads are going to appeal to you and you end up getting things that you really don't need. And your kids sometimes or grandkids may not ever use after that first day. I think I talked about that too. So look at the bottom line. How much money am I losing on this? And stay there. Okay? How much money am I losing on this deal? If you know they're going to use it, buy it. If you know it's too much money to pay for it, consider it, whether you want to or not. And then, if you just don't care, do what you want to do. All right. I will see you on Wednesday. Now, if I end up having so much work to do Wednesday for that party that night, I will let you all know. And then I won't appear again until Friday, but I will definitely let you know. I appreciate every one of you who takes the time to come in to visit with me on Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Are You Stuck? And listen, if you don't do anything else, you don't have to give me any money or anything, but I would love it if you would just share the video and let other people know that there's somebody out there that's going to work with them on getting unstuck. Okay. Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Blessings and love to all of you. Oh, thank you, Joan. Love you too. Love everybody. Debbie. Let's see. Maurice was in there and everybody. Cheryl. All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye.